presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Let's go to Phil in Puerto Rico. Hey, Phil, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, doing great. Just wanted to thank you guys and the whole crew. Best content on the internet. Really appreciate everything you guys are doing.
We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Phil, how did you find us?
I just typed in live trading in YouTube one morning.
Cool.
I was looking for any type of live trading room. You guys came up, and
awesome.
I know quality when I see it, or at least I like to think so. And I mean, you guys are just a dream. I appreciate everything you guys do.
Welcome to the Tiger family. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us.
My pleasure.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, final hour of the trading day. And we got a little tariff concerns ratcheting back up. Nonetheless, you're talking about 61.94 in the S&Ps. That would have been a record high anytime before 2 p.m. Eastern Time yesterday. So, yes, you pull back a bit. Nonetheless, markets right near record highs. You have a VIX right now with a 16 handle. So the market not really putting too much strength into this, but nonetheless, it shows that volatility can pop up as it has. When you talk about the U.S., you talk about Canada, and let's get into it as we wrap around. So digital taxes, they're going to become, we're going to be talking about these this weekend with Canada. Trump says he's terminated trade talks with Canada. Now, what this gets into, okay, he talks about farmers, and then he talks about digital services tax on American tech companies. He's standing up for the tech companies. Watch out. Which is a direct and blatant attack on our country. Okay. Now, what this has to do with is that this is going to be the first payment from tech companies to the Canadian government over the digital service tax. That's a levy on revenue that companies make from Canadian users. So imagine that's like, Amazon's going to have to start paying taxes every time to the Canadian government that they sell something to a Canadian user. Okay, the tax would likely cost U.S. tech companies billions of dollars. It includes retroactive taxes on sales going back to 2022. The initial payment could be up to $3 billion and annual payments north of $1 billion. Now, the bigger worry here is that tech companies are worried that everybody's going to follow suit on Canada's lead. And taxes on revenue made in other countries, this is how the Journal puts it, would reduce the amount of money the tech sector can invest in the U.S. industry executives. That's what the tech execs say. Don't tax us because we can, and yes, it's true to a certain degree. That's what they say about any taxes. True to a certain degree, right? But nonetheless, that's what's at stake, and it's going to begin. And yeah, you have all the tech execs sitting there for the inauguration. And yeah, here we go. The battle's on, man. And they've stopped the talks. We'll see where we go from there. But yeah, the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement that Trump negotiated in the first term, allows Canada to impose tariffs on dairy products after a set amount has been imported tariff-free. And that's, of course, to protect Canadian dairy producers, and American farmers oppose them. So there's a couple things at stake, man. High stakes, as high stakes as those negotiations get. And they pop up again this afternoon. And S&Ps pull back, and we take a look at this on the daily. Okay, let's talk a little bit of price and volume. And yeah, we've been trailing off a bit. We've been talking about it. Okay, not exactly like you like to see on a weekly basis, though. Pretty strong, right? Hold on one sec. All right, not sure why that's not collecting just yet. Let's back it up to the NASDAQ. We'll take a look at the SPY. Yeah, decent volume on this weekly, man. Check it out. All right, this is going to be the most volume on a weekly basis we've had since April 7th. That's how you break out of a high, man. All right, so SPY's looking strong. We're up to 616. We're trading at 612 right now, but we make our way. S&P's back into positive territory. Man, it'd be remarkable if this market just shakes it off yet again. But the worst of the fears, they're not in this market right now. All right, S&P's up by 1. NASDAQ barely into the red. Dow plowing higher near 44,000. We hit 44,000 briefly in the Dow. 44,288, I say briefly, as in we climb over there this morning. We're back under 44 grand, 43,949. And yeah, yields with a little action on some tariff news. Dollar up to 97.50 after having a 96 print. 97 on the dot, really. Yeah, 97 on the dot this morning. We're trading at 97.38 and gold. Quite a day to the downside for gold on a Friday. You bid from that 32.66 price point, but gold down $62, down almost 2% right now. You jump over to silver, down 78 pennies, off 2.1% right now. Copper down only 15 pennies. And how about platinum getting smacked? Yeah, platinum down from $14.40 to $13.50, down $65 on the session, extending what was happening on yesterday afternoon as well. All right, so you come into this morning, of course, with the news that the U.S. and China, they've inked a deal. We got economic data this morning. And we get a Fed that seems like they're in line to begin cutting, not next month. And even though some governors are going to push for it, but it seems like Powell's pushing for the month following in terms of middle of September. You make it through the summer. He's talked about they want some months of data. That'll be when you get months of data. You make it through. And you always wonder how, and you know, it's not necessarily game theory, but it is a little bit, right? You have a team of Fed governors. Their goal is to push their own narrative while pushing the narrative of where they're all going. And you have a couple governors coming out and saying they might be ready next month. You have the chairman coming out and saying he wants months of data. Seems like the push is on, that it's going to be where you have some participants ready to go. Chairman's not there, but guess what? Come September, if the data stays where it is and there's no surprises, I think we'll see a cut by then. And I think that's where the market's been adjusting to. And that could be which lifts this market yet again. It could, because if this is the beginning, I was laying this out this morning, but you're talking about a 10-year right now, okay, pushing 4.29%. And this has not made the move yet, okay, as in, yes, we got higher price band dramatically, as in, you know, what do we, almost 5 full points from where we were in January, okay, when we were approaching a 5% yield, right? We were approaching 3.6% back here. We're only at 4.25%. There is still room to go if the market really picks up, that the cuts are going to come, 2 or 3 of them at least. And what I was talking about this morning is if Chairman Powell is going to begin cutting in September, which it really looks like he is right now, then it's on. Because if he starts cutting in September, you're going to have a new Fed chairman nominated as early as September, October, according to some articles. Fed chair usually gets nominated 3 to 4 months, so he's definitely going to be along that timeline. And 3 to 4 months means January or February, we're going to have a new Fed chair. July is Tuesday, folks, and we're going to have a new Fed chair, and that's at the latest, let alone if he comes in early. So the market, I think, is opening itself up. But guess what? Inflation. That could be a thorn. Not so much just yet. All right, folks, stay tuned. We'll come back. We'll take a look at some individual equities. We'll talk some Nike. Don't go away.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
I'm still connected, I believe. We are getting some crazy storms right now out in Lakeland. But summer heat. Okay, I am still live. I got a little bit of a break there for something in my audio, right as I heard lightning outside. But yeah. All right, we jump back. A little price and volume. I'm not sure what the S&P is not loading that. It usually does. Maybe it waits. What's going on? Yeah. Let's take a look at the SPY. So yeah, that's a breakaway, man. You know, you got highs out here, the top of the candle out there, 610.88 on the SPY, and we're trading right now a full point above it at 612, and you're going to do it with volume, man. We got volume out here, 370, 360. We're already at 356, and we're going to come in. Let's see what we're doing today. All right, we'll see how the day goes. Last 40 minutes. You throw a little bit of tariff tension on it, anything is possible. We jump over to Nike shares. So, Nike, quite a day. And yeah, you take a look at this thing. Now, I was talking about this morning as well. Remarkable if this is a real breakout. It may. And, you know, you got volume, okay? You definitely got volume. You come into the lows of the tariff concerns, but on a weekly basis, and today's going to be a lot of it. Okay, look at that volume on a daily, man. 91 million shares. You're up by 15.6% right now. And yeah, that's how you want to break out of a bottom on Nike. And ideally, you know, and this is not a channel, okay? It's I don't know where you fit that path, right? Maybe it finds a channel to the downside here to some degree, right? But not really well defined, but it's a trend to a certain degree for sure. Even if you zoom in on the action here, but that's a breakout, man. It's a breakout of the trend. Now, you know, yeah, so Nike, strong numbers for them this morning as they go forward on tariff concerns as they're alleviating some of that. And yeah, Dick's is going to benefit from that one. They're up by 4% today on strong Nike numbers. They're buying Foot Locker. Even Foot Locker's getting a shift acceleration, trading off Dick's up 1.52%. Jump over to some other retailers this afternoon. So it's this morning still. Yeah, always watching Kohl's, man, for some reason. You know, I always see their store And I wonder if they can find a spot. And the chart says that they cannot find a spot just yet, man. Remarkable, right? As in, that's a tough one. Checking out the volume. It's a nice acceleration May 26th. But no follow-through whatsoever for Coles. We're checking on TJX. All right, up half a percent today. Right near the bottom line. That was some strong volume yesterday, though, to the downside. TJX. We jump over to Mickey D's, my other favorite equity in an upper channel. There's a pop for you. All right, Mickey D's. Look at this, bouncing from the area. If you're looking into getting Mickey D's longer term, folks, this is a good spot. You're getting a little bounce off the bottom of the channel right now. And listen, when I tell you to make these trades in channels, you hit in the bottom, you got to set a stop, though. Because you're getting into an equity that just dropped from 320 to 290 in a heartbeat. Okay, down 10%. But yeah, that's an area where you can put it. And put your stop in there. Mickey D's up by 1.5% today. Walmart up by 1.1% right now. Target shares up by 1.4%. There you go. Check out Target on a weekly basis. Lacking the volume. It's a nice wide price spread. You trade from 94 up to 99, almost 100, but no volume. Look at it, right? Nothing. Going back to fill this gap from April, but volume is just light, man. All right, we take a look at crude. Yeah, I mean, we come back next week. What's remarkable here is it looks like the market's almost ready for July 4th. It's like we're coming into, June 27th. We're coming into July 4th. The market's only got 3 full trading days next week. We'll be live here Thursday morning with the market till 1 o'clock, and then we're all gone for a 3.5-day weekend. And crude's acting the same way, is the point. As in, you pull back, we're there, we're at 65.20, and I don't expect anything. Doesn't mean it can't happen, as they say, but there's nothing to indicate that tensions are going to rise in the Middle East right now. And the same thing's true with tariffs. You walk out on Canada, and the market doesn't even care, right? It's a dramatic statement when you look at those types of headlines, and I say it doesn't care. Okay, it trades down 40 points. You're in record territory yesterday at these prices. That's not a pullback. And you have a VIX sitting with a 16 handle. No fear whatsoever priced into this market. All right, what else we got going on in this market? We'll talk a little bit of casinos. Why not? We've been talking about poker as the World Series is going on. Some of these casinos, man. And I get it when it's restaurants and the likes, but it is just so much money. And that's where Vegas is going. Service, environment, whether it's restaurants, whether it's dining. They still love gambling, okay? But they make a lot of money off the service versus just the gambling part of things. But New York City, $4.4 billion casino. Yeah. 3 casino licenses in New York City area are due Friday with at least 8 projects vying for a coveted spot. Initial bids are due Friday. And they're trying, and this is where, so you have Steve Cohen, MGM Resorts among them, okay? And they're trying to win that by offering, whether it's housing units, green spaces, jobs, right? $4.4 billion in annual gambling revenue, okay? But I've seen this play out in Massachusetts to a certain degree and in Vegas. I mean, it is a very competitive landscape on that area. And yeah, this has been going on for like ever. They say 10 years, okay? And that's where to give 4 upstate projects a leg up and help down on their luck areas such as the Catskills, the licenses for the downstate New York casinos were put on hold until 2022. There's just vast competition in the gaming. Yeah. Okay. Can I hear? Okay, here we go. I got you, Al. Perfect. I can hear well. All right, folks, we got the S&Ps. Yeah, nothing's holding this market down going into Friday. July 4th coming up. Boy, I got a good storm going outside. That grass is getting plenty of rain today. S&P's up by 5, 6,200. Nice round number coming into Friday. We got 30 minutes of trading left. Stay tuned, folks. I'm coming right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tom O'Brien Show is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We're trading right now at 62.01. We got the S&Ps back positive by 7. NASDAQ 100 positive by 13. Dow up by 255. Russell barely in the red right now. And jumping back to that casino article. So when you talk about Manhattan, right, can you imagine having a casino in Times Square, right? Just tourist central. To slide up here a bit, 3 people are only going for that one. Where are we? 3 bidders are vying for a license in Manhattan, where gaining public support has indeed proven exigent. Wynn Resorts, when dropping its pursuit for a project on the west side, left with a blistering warning: any operator would face years of persistent opposition. But yeah, you talk about a steady stream of tourists. And as one gentleman put it, Queens is nice, but it's not Manhattan. It's definitely not when it comes to scooping up all those tourism dollars. And it would make a massive difference to players. Yeah. 2 bids that were dropped were located in Manhattan. Yeah, it's a battlefield, man. And then you talk about, so check this out, right? Talk about negotiating against yourself. To win, we talk about game theory, all right? Here's a game theory. The bidders have to suggest their own tax rates. Yeah, they're bidding against themselves, basically. They got to put in their own tax rates, forcing them to choose a rate that's high enough to appeal to the state, but not so high that their investment becomes unprofitable. And listen, taxing casinos, I'm all for taxing casinos that are on negative sum games, okay? And that's the difference. As in, when they're making money off people who are playing a game that they can't win in the long run, yeah, you're just taking money from those people for recreation to a certain degree, right? We all know how that goes. And man, being around poker, I talk about poker a lot, but being around poker, whew, the stories around gambling, folks, you know, the market has them as well. But for some reason, being in a casino lends itself to just behavior that is not conducive to healthy living, to put it lightly. And the winners of those licenses are going to have to pay a minimum $1.5 billion license fee on top of all those taxes. So they talk about, and look at some of these areas, okay? You're talking about Freedom Plaza is one, and then you got Slovave Group, maybe, partnering with Mohegan, $11.1 billion development. Freedom Plaza, just south of the UN headquarters, 1,250 hotel rooms, 1,000 units of housing. Yeah, they'll have a community reinvestment fund, of course, because they make it about the community as they build a mammoth $11 billion casino. And yeah, they talk about revitalizing the areas, though. You talk about some of these office buildings, so they go into the fact that, hey, these office buildings, yeah, they'll turn those into hotels. All right. We jump back to the market. We talk about the Fed. So, yeah, the headline says it, man. Majority of the Fed officials leaning against a July interest rate cut, but I think that we're coming in September, man. And that's what the market thinks, too, right now. It's almost a 3-to-1 probability the market thinks that they're going to cut September, I think it's 15th and 16th. Let's see if they put it in here. Yeah. And Powell's the guy you really got to watch. Of course, right? And everyone matters, okay? But Powell's not ready by next month. It's not happening. He can always change his mind, but that's where he is right now, is my opinion. We talked some of the economic data this morning. So, in light of the Fed, core inflation, 2.7% in May, more than expected, but just barely. Yeah, you come in at 2.7. They were expecting 2.6. And 0.2 versus 0.1. Consumer spending was really a problem. I think the Fed's going to shift their focus. That's as well. All right, how about Coinbase, man? Coinbase, best performing stock in the S&P this month. It's been on a tear. They're getting into everything, right? Getting into stablecoin. Look at that run, man. The April lows. What was the best thing to buy at the bottom of the tariffs? If you're thinking about buying, it was Coinbase, folks. From 150 to 382. And yeah, you back off a bit, though. Look at this. As that's, look at, as the headlines exist, you're trading down 6.2% on Coinbase. That's with some volume, too. You jump over to Bitcoin shares right now. Bitcoin off $855. We check back in on gold. Yeah, just hanging. Gold's chopping around. It's probably going to finish right where we are right now. $3,280. $32.83 right now. As low as $32.66. As we roll back into green, Look at Amazon. Okay, there's a charge for you. Certain equities up by 1.5%. They really traded lower on the tariff news. I don't know if we just got a headline at 3 o'clock, but certain equities, Amazon one of them. Walmart, a little bit of a lift. Target up by 1.5% today. Yeah, NVIDIA up another 1.1%. We jump around. Oracle shares down by 0.8% for Oracle. AMD down about 0.4% right now. Let's take a look at this thing. This thing's on a tear. Looking for a pullback on lighter volume, but you're just not getting it, man. Look at this volume on AMD. You're just charging higher. We're doing 328 million shares this week. We did 317 last week. That's going to be the most volume we've done since the lows when we did 361. You had some big volume back out here in July as well last year. But that's how you do it, man. We're probably heading for the highs. 170. Trading at 143. One of the strongest equities out there. Let's take a look at some gold equities. Yeah, this is a tough one. Be patient on these gold equities right now, folks. Look how quick you give it back, right? I mean, we're at 1336 in Harmony right now. You're almost back to where you were trading at in February and where you were trading at last October, which is only $1 from where we are right now. Yeah, $1 is a big amount on Harmony, but you see the pullback. See ya. All right, IAG, this is one of the strongest for sure. Still well within the channel. You're off by 4.6% today right now, though. Yeah, AGI rolling over a bit. Checking on Vista, 98 pennies right now. Wheaton Precious Metals, one of the strongest ones out there. Just completed a 1-to-1. You're back about 3.7% today. Checking some of the silvers. Yeah, Pan American down by 5.2%. Let's check out the copper stock. Southern Copper. This thing. Huge day yesterday, giving back some of those gains. Yeah, uranium giving it back a bit right now. All these commodity stocks right now. Cameco down by 2.1%. Heck of a run for them lately. Constellation down about 0.8%. S&Ps, we're climbing up by 9. I'll be right back, folks.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Market shaking it off. We got the S&Ps up by 11 points right now. Man, we might get it all back. We got 18 minutes to go. And we're trading higher right now. Not too much volume as we trail off. But like I said, summer weekends, man. We're coming in July 4th. Interesting how it falls on a Friday. Half day on Thursday. We'll come back and we'll get a beginning of the week. But we'll see if we get some tariff news. Of course, going into Friday with talks called off between the U.S. and Canada. But yeah, all things considered, seems like it's hum-ho, higher we go in this market. Coming into July 4th at least, and then we'll see where we go from there. A lot of it headline driven right now. All right. Hey, talk a little bit of Tesla. So this one's interesting. I was reading this one yesterday. Talking Tesla. He was out last night, right? Yeah, out last night. And you got one of his longtime aides and fixers taking a leave. And it's always just, when the inner circle gets a little shaken up with everything going on, self-driving vehicles coming away, but you have Tesla parting ways with a top aide to CEO Elon Musk, who was in charge of sales and manufacturing operations in North America and Europe. It was a huge position, man. And he was promoted less than a year ago, so something wasn't working there. And he's trying to switch things up. And yeah, they got a big problem in terms of their vehicles. Tesla's new vehicle deliveries globally fell 13% in the first quarter. In Europe, we were just talking about this week that their numbers were down something like 27% as the whole sector's going up 20-something%. So they're shaking things up at Tesla. Yeah, Tesla off by 1% today. Catch a little bit of a lift. We talked about Google as well. Good Google chopping higher. You talk about the valuation that exists within Tesla for self-driving vehicles, self-driving taxis, robo-taxis coming down the line. And then you look at Google, which has Waymo. And the last round that Waymo valued, $45 billion. That's like nothing. Would you rather own Waymo or own Twitter? Think about that, right? Waymo, my goodness. And now it's pushing maybe like $200 billion. But the last round was $45 billion. And they're driving 1,500 vehicles versus like 20 for Tesla. And I think Waymo's revenue is almost $2 billion. Big numbers, man. It's a great article. I think it was in the Journal earlier the week. I'll try and find it and put it into the den because I found myself saying, you know what? Yeah, if everyone's really believers, and I get it being a believer, man, it's going to be transformational. Okay? The whole world right now is. So some of these, high-flying bets, they are real deals, man. Because we are at a focal point in technology that is mind-blowing. I was listening to an interview with the Salesforce CEO, Mark Benoit, right? Is that how you pronounce it? And he was just talking about, and I don't think this is a recent interview, just on Bloomberg or somewhere, and he was talking about just how much percentage of whether it's their coding, their engineering is being done by AI, and they're not hiring more of them because they don't need to, and that productivity is going to go through the roof. And that's going to be everywhere. And you think about self-driving vehicles. So think about this, right? Because Elon makes these points, and they're real if we get there. You think about how much you spend on your car, and then you think about how often it sits idling doing nothing, right? That's a very real deal, okay? And I think about it all the time, the amount of money you spend on a vehicle when you add everything all in, and then, and then you get self-flying vehicles, right? And time flies, man. So you're talking about changes that I look at a company like Google and I say, man, maybe it is going to be real, right? And if it's real, maybe Waymo is a play nonetheless. You got Google with everything else on top of it. Look at these markets. Dow up by 300 now. VIX shakes it off back to 1650 like it's nothing. Look at this run CoreWeave is on, man. Absolutely remarkable. Now, Coinbase has been on a tear, right? CoreWeave, been on a tear. Back a bit. This thing trades up to 187 from the IPO. They were going to have trouble pushing out their IPO. NVIDIA gave them a lifeline practically for a guaranteed bid. And just doesn't stop, man. And they're going to go buy somebody else with all that cash they got now. They're in talks to buy CoreWeave. They're going to buy Core Scientific. Are they in the same area? They probably are. They're in the core. And they did this last year, and they had a bid rejected. They're talking about potentially almost $4 billion. Yeah. And so, yeah, you see them on that. Yesterday, that was. Okay. There's your move yesterday on that news. And yeah, you're chopping around right where we finished out the session. CoreWeave with some volatility on that one. And you're talking about now, what do we have for CoreWeave? My goodness. $76.6 billion company. You think about it. What did they IPO at? Was it 20? Was it 40? Yeah, it was 40. They could barely get it out the door. And you quadruple in price. All right, Apple just flat, sputtering around $200 right now. Check in on Nike on their numbers. Yeah, up by 15.3% right now. And Dick's up by 3.7. Quite a charge higher this week on Dick's. Look at the last few days, right? Yeah, that's a nice weekly pop. But look at this week you're coming into May 12th, man. You're going to do about 10 million shares right now, Dick's. But boy, you're trading into this bar on May 12th. That bar opens at 205.50 is the top of the bar. The top of the body, I should say. And we're trading right now at 203.34. But look at these S&Ps, man. Look at this bar on a weekly basis. That's how you break a consolidation top, man. And we're going to do it with volume. Like I said, we pull up the SPY. Boy, quite a break to come into summer trading July 4th. You take it out, you take out the top, and you're going to do it with some volume. 364 million right now. And look what we're coming into. We're coming into nothing at the top here. You had one big bar, December 16th of 419 million. Outside of that, you were on fumes all the way until March. All right, we check in on yields right now. Let me see. Yeah, just chopping around. We're trading into the close here. It's Friday trading. Markets drifting higher. S&P's up by 15. NASDAQ up by 51. We check in on the most expensive stock in the market. Yeah, we're trading higher. Up by 1.6%. I mean, this is where it gets bonkers, man. NVIDIA has 25 billion shares, folks. In the last hour, they've added 50 billion in market cap. 50 billion. 50 billion. $2. Every dollar is $25 billion. It's something like 24.3 billion. But nonetheless, the animal spirits are alive and well, and nothing's getting away with them right now, man. This market drifting higher. All right, folks, S&P's up by 17. One more segment. Don't go away. I'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. I have Bailey up here, the mining company. $41.4 billion, this company, up 2.5% today, Valley. There's your chart, though. Quite a chart, right? We cover this one in the gold report, and for a while I would always say, and it probably still is, one of the ugliest looking charts in the gold report, period, end of sentence. You think about what the metal's done, okay? Now they have iron ore, okay? They have plenty, but interesting article out here. We all have aspirations, and why not go for the moon? Why not? The new CEO aims to make Brazilian miner the world's biggest. Why not? Well, they got a tall order, man, because, yeah, you're talking about, is close to a third of BHP's value. I just told you it's about 40 billion, right? Less than half of Rio Tinto, okay? Those are the rivals. They're at 43.9. Now, they were second from market value a decade ago. But yeah, did you see what that chart just looked like? And guess what? That's just going back 5 years. Look at that thing, right? Look at that one, okay? You go back to where this thing was, whether it was in 2011, 2008. I remember their booth, man, and my dad telling me the first time. So I was really getting into it. I'm going way back, man, okay? About the size of the company, the minerals that are in Brazil, that are in there. But nonetheless, that changed when two deadly mining disasters and a plunge in iron ore production eroded investor sentiment in the stock. And yeah, that thing's been in the doldrums, to put it lightly. He's got big aspirations. They got plenty in the ground. They do. And I find myself watching this one because every equity at a certain price can be a buy, but not yet. You're up 2.6% today when gold's getting slammed, though. But, boy, I'd look for it to challenge that $10 price area. Come back, you test it. Maybe you lift off from there. But right now, $10, $9.80 almost, the ceiling on Valley. Look at this market. We're going to do it. Why not? S&P's charging higher to finish up the session. We're going to have record prices. S&P's, NASDAQ. Look at the Dow up 400. Not quite records. Even the Russell makes it in the green. Folks, thanks so much. Have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. We'll see you back here Monday morning at 9 o'clock. Thanks so much, everybody.